Mr. Pell Ben, what's good, bro?
Hey, bro.
Yes, sir.
What's good with you? Family's all good and shit?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good.
It's beautiful. You love to hear it. Everybody's safe over here in Florida. God bless. Very blessed, protected by the armor of God.
That's right.
I disagree with pretty much everything you've said on this show. And I you say this shit all the time, but I'm finally calm enough to call in. But let me agree with you on something first. It is wrong because way more people than Ye say this shit. Huh. It is wrong, and I can only come to the conclusion that it's because he's dark skinned that he's getting treated like this. I don't know why, because like Tucker Carlson is still on. Like, he's out here pushing actual Nazi shit.
Interesting.
Like the 14 words.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they got Kanye? That doesn't seem right. It has to be because he's dark.
So what
But you say...
Yeah, what boils your... What do you disagree with the most?
All right, listen. You say that Kanye didn't really say anything anti-Semitic. Is that right? That's your position?
He clearly did, but I'm thinking this is how I'll say it. I think that they are overreacting. I can say it like that.
I don't think they are. I think that we underreact to other things.
Huh.
Like you said, and you were correct, that I think you said something like they can talk about us dark-skinned people, and you didn't say dark-skinned, but you said dark-skinned people, and no one says shit, which is true.
Right.
Which is true. It's absolutely true. You say we can talk about our own people. I'm speaking as you right now. We can talk about our own people in all these different type of ways, and no one says anything. But you talk about other groups, certain type ways, and people get all uppity.
Yes.
And they try to cancel you. Right?
Understandable too.
Yes. I think you're looking at the problem the wrong way. Instead of being upset that people are going above and beyond for certain groups, I'm upset that they're not going above and beyond for all the groups. And that's the way you should.
Fair point.
That I think we should tweak our thinking. It's kind of like how people like talk about the minimum wage and they're like, oh, I don't want pizza makers making like as much as like a nurse. Like, then make the nurses fucking make more money. You shouldn't like, anyways.
Gotcha.
But
gotcha. That's a good point.
I want to put this in. I think it is. We have to put this in perspective, right? Do you remember Charlottesville?
Yes. Charlottesville was a Unite the Right. It was a Unite the Right where it was a maybe like 4 or 5 different white supremacist groups all came together in Charlottesville to protest, right?
Right. And they ran over a white woman, anti-oppressor. That's right. And they killed her. And there were actual Nazis there, neo-Nazis, swinging around the actual Nazi flag, actually saying stuff like burn the kikes, right?
Jews
I think we could be comfortable, right, with the tiki torches, right?
Yes.
So we are not in a safe space right now, right? And I'm not saying just Jews, right? I'm talking about all of us. Like, as a Latino, I am piss scared because we have concentration camps on our southern border for quote-unquote illegals, right? I'm piss scared. So we got to be taking all this shit seriously because all groups, dark skin, Hispanic or brown skin, we all have race hustlers in our midst, right?
Tariq Nasheed.
All right, now I'm going to speak, yes, and I'm going to speak on myself. We got Ted Cruz, we got Nick Fuentes, he makes me sick. We got the leader of the Proud Boys, who's also Latino, right? And they will use their identity as a shield to say, I hate him. I hate him more than anybody else. I pray to want to not hate him. I hate him so fucking much. They use it as a shield to be able to push the same thing that the people who would want to hurt us do with that shield. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And so I typed in the JQ. Now I'm going to try to skirt TOS the best I can, right? And I don't know how about caffeine, but on YouTube you can do anything, right? The JQ is called the Jewish question. I'm going to work backwards, right? There's this thing called the final solution, right? The final solution is the Holocaust, right? But what is a solution? A solution is an answer. It's an answer to a question or a problem, right?
Yes.
So the Jewish question is these anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, the idea that Jews control the world, right?
Let me read this real quick. Let me read this real quick. From Wikipedia, the Jewish question, also refers to as the Jewish problem, was a wide-ranging debate in the 19th and 20th century European society that pertained to the appropriate status of the treatment of the Jews. The debate, which was similar to other, quote, national questions, dealt with the civil, legal, national, and political status of the Jews as a minority within society, particularly in Europe in the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries.
So I'm going to be honest, right? I can debate Nazis on the Jewish question all day and fucking verbally suplex their knees into their forehead because they're idiots, right? But there's this other side that kind of rhymes with the Jewish question from Nazis, and it's the Hebrew Israelite kind of thing, right? Now listen, can there be dark-skinned Jews? Not only can there be, there are. There are dark-skinned Jews. 100% true. Now, are they mistreated by Ashkenazi Jews? Oh, absolutely. 100%. But there are certain groups that are hateful to Ashkenazi Jews. And there are certain sects that are disproportionately likely to do hate crimes against Jews. White Jews, right? Okay. I don't know the talking points of those people, right? I don't even know how to talk to them. I've never heard them speak. I've heard of them being spoken of, but I don't know how to talk and touch on that. So all I can talk on is the stuff that rhymes with the Nazis. Okay? So maybe there's some real shit that they got to say that I've never been in contact with, but that's where I'm coming from. Because when I hear Kanye speak, I hear it rhyming a lot with Candace Owens and Jesse Lee Peterson and Nazis that I listen to. Yeah. And I'm like, there's a possibility, it's not likely. I'm not going to get into Tariq. I'm not going to get into Tariq. There's a possibility that Ye doesn't, it's a possibility to have the same problem and come to different solutions to the problem, right? Like if someone says, hey, my skin is red, someone could say, okay, well, put some sunscreen on. And then someone else could say, well, simply take a razor and remove all the skin, and then you won't have a skin problem anymore. Right?
Yeah.
So you could, let's play pretend, right? And this is completely play pretend, right? Let's pretend the not truth, that's not real, the pretend that Jews control the world. Let's pretend this lie that's not true is true. While we're pretending, we could say, okay, if that is true, what do we want to do about it, right? Now, Ye, as far as I know, has said nothing about the solution that he wants to make. But when most people hear the problem of Jews control the world, they might feel like the logical conclusion to this problem is a solution. Something that has, you know, an end or a finality to it, you know?
Something
that
violent.
might not be the case.
Yeah.
Something violent, right? So maybe it could be the case with too much, I'm going to fuck up the word. I don't know the word. It's escaping me right now. Given the benefit of the doubt that Ye could say something like, hey, I believe in the lie that the Jews control the world, right? But I don't want to hurt anybody.
Right.
I just want to make sure that nobody controls the world. And we're going to accomplish that by destroying the power structures like the concept of money or some other power structure so that no one can control the world through that power structure, right? There is 0% chance in my mind that he's saying that, but maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But no one's going to give him that benefit of the doubt.
No.
No one
you
is.
have to be very articulate. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a slippery slope start. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, go ahead though.
Yeah. So let's get into this, right? You said, and you walked back on this, which I really appreciate, right? But let's break into this, right? Let's just say like two things, because he said like 15, right? He said Planned Parenthood was created by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics, when he meant eugenicist, with the KKK to control the Jew population. When I say Jew, I mean the 12 lost tribes of Judea, the blood of Christ, who are the people known as the race black really are. This is who our people are. Okay? So, now the reason why this is bad is because this is a mirror image. You know what? Let's just go through this one and not fucking touch on all the other shit that he said. Do you need me to explain to you why this is bad? Let's do that so I don't waste your fucking time.
Give me one reason.
Okay. So, the blood of Christ, who the people known as the race black really are. Okay? Inarticulate, but would you say that it's fair to say that what he is saying here, and not you for TOS purposes, that what Ye is saying and not you, would you say that what he is saying, Ye, is that dark-skinned people's culture and heritage were stolen by the so-called Ashkenazi, quote-unquote Jews, and that the real Jews are the quote-unquote black people, and that there is a conspiracy theory to rewrite history by the white Jew in order to keep the black race down. Is that something that Ye is saying here and that you are not saying?
That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like is happening.
Okay. That's what it seems like Ye believes and not you.
Right.
Because we don't want to break TOS here.
Yes, of course. I got you.
Okay. Right. That's what Ye is saying.
Yes.
Okay. So the reason why that's anti-Semitic is because I'm really trying really hard to keep you on this fucking website. Okay.
It's a fine line we play here, you know?
Oh, man, I'm so good at this shit, bro. I talk about this shit way too much. So the reason why that's bad is because, one, as far as I can tell, it's not true. And two, because it puts the white Jew in a position of controlling everything, a conspiratorial position where they are puppet masters over your entire life. So authoritarian force, an evil force,
have a power
over everyone,
history and everything.
Right.
Yeah. See, I think I definitely think that this goes to. Okay, guys, I say this a lot, that all of us are Christians, right? Not necessarily because we may believe in, you know, Jesus died for our sins or anything like that. It's because we are a part of a Christian nation. And we have Christian ideals in our head, right? And a Christian ideal is the fact that there is a Satan. There is a evil entity over all that controls all things. You know what I'm saying? And so many times when we try to become so-called get woke, we leave the so-called Christianity behind, so we think. But really what we end up doing is replacing those same gods and ideals with new ones. So now instead of, you know, Jesus, now, oh, it's hey Roo. You know what I'm saying? Or now there's not a Satan. Oh, it's all the Jews. It's the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's a problem, because I don't think any one individual has more power over your life than you do. That's first of all. You know what I'm saying? Now, and so I think that is an ideal that many people try to replace. You know what I'm saying? They need to create a devil, you know what I'm saying, outside of themselves, you know? I'm going to be, you know what's another thing? You know, I didn't know he said this. I did not know. I'm just now looking this up. I had no idea that he said this, dude. As his business empires crumbles due to a recent stream of anti-Semitic comments, Kanye West continued to lean into hateful anti-Semitic rhetoric this week in a 2.5-hour interview with MIT research scientist Lex Fridman. The interview between the two men, described as friends, included inflammatory, unsubstantiated claims about abortion, Planned Parenthood, and what West describes as conspiracy by Jewish doctors to medicate and sedate him. Wow.
Even the doctors are Jewish. Everyone that I don't like is a Jew. I love it. That's awesome. Sorry.
He said, we are still in the Holocaust. A Jewish, wait, who's speaking? I think this is Kanye speaking. We are still in the Holocaust. A Jewish friend of mine said, go visit a Holocaust museum. And my response was, let's visit our Holocaust museum, Planned Parenthood. Huh. So what is Planned Parenthood? Planned Parenthood. Planned
Parenthood is a pro-choice organization. So you can get everything done there. Like you can get the pill, you can do all your regular family planning, but they are more or less militantly pro-abortion or pro-choice. Like, if you go to a Planned Parenthood, you know, oh, I'm going to be able to get an abortion here, right? So Kanye, who has bipolar disorder and is not medicated for it and hasn't been for years and is very clearly in a manic state right now, which bipolar disorder does not make you fucking anti-Semitic. I am not anti-Semitic. Right. Holmesy isn't fucking anti-Semitic.
Holmesy,
as far
the
as I
guy,
know.
the battle rapper.
Yeah. So, but what bipolar disorder does is, like, it makes you delusionally low on yourself and delusionally high on yourself. So it could make you drown in a puddle and say, like, oh, I don't want to pick up the phone. They're not going to like me. I hate this. I'm just going to stay in bed all day. I don't want to take a shower. I'm worth nothing. And then within the next week, you can go up talking high, and now you're a god. I'm delusional. I'm going to go gamble everything that I own because the universe is tilted in my favor and it's impossible for me to lose. So it looks like that's where we're at. Planned Parenthood, if you take the, delusional upper state of bipolar disorder and mix that with another, symptom, which is religious fervor, which, I also suffer from, but, I think it's a good thing. But hey, what are you going to do? Brain chemistry and all that. You lead to someone who thinks that the world revolves around them and that every, embryo is like its own person and that every abortion is a murder. And if you think of it that way, dark-skinned people are disproportionately likely to get a abortion due to the economic state of America right now. And I just want to point this out that fucking Nazis, hold on, let me think. I think they love Planned Parenthood, which is why I guess from the mirror image, you wouldn't like it because you would want to increase your birth rate as a dark-skinned person. I don't know. But that's why he's going off on it, because it's an abortion site for dark-skinned people.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that that it disproportionately, has abortions, I guess, in, so-called black neighborhoods compared to other neighborhoods. But I think that more so has to do with the economics rather than the racial, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're trying to...
Because poor people...
where the demand is.
Yeah, poor people is like, I can't afford the baby, so, But even though they probably... Anyway.
And poor people are more likely to get pregnant even if they have the same amount of sex because there's less, education on condoms and contraception and stuff like this. It's just a fact of the matter.
Abortion clinics, here it is. Statistical dodge. So anyway, this one is about this one is saying, yes, Planned Parenthood does target certain communities. The statistic is spurious. Because, it says they begin fewer than 1 in 10 abortion providers are in majority black neighborhoods. That statistic is spurious because so-called black Americans comprise only 12% of the U.S. population. Relatively few areas in America are majority black. By neighborhood, they mean zip code. Only 2 to 4% of the United States zip codes have a majority black population. Only 3% of counties have a majority black population. So it makes sense for Planned Parenthood to reside in urban areas with a high concentration of people, of which high proportion are poor. And, a lot of high school kids and a lot of college girls too. A lot of girls that are like invested in their college. A lot of them have abortions. You know what I'm saying? A lot of educated, middle class black girls. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only natural for them to get pregnant at the age of 20, but you don't do that if you want to start your career. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of
in a different conversation. I'd push back on that. But go on.
Anyway, so I'm not even sure where this is. Black neighborhoods, whatever. So anyway.
Yeah. So there's for the rest of the comment, there's the Nazi talking point of you heard of the white replacement theory, so.
Can you explain to the people what the white replacement theory is?
Sure. Here's the fact, and then I'll tell you the conspiracy. White people in America will move out of being the plurality of Americans, the over 50%, and they're going to go down and reach about 40%, and Latinos are going to become the majority quote-unquote race, Hispanic, quote-unquote race in America. Now, that's a fact, and that is due to policies that are voted on, such as immigration and the fact that poor people like to fuck, and Latinos also like to fuck for I don't know, our culture. We fucking love it. It's like our favorite thing. Our gestation period is like 7 months. We're like a different breed of human. That's a joke. That's a joke. But the conspiracy is that Jews are controlling, and this is the real conspiracy. People don't like to add the Jew part, but that's the real thing. Jews controlled Congress, and in order to take revenge on the white race for the Holocaust, they want to dilute white blood in America and throughout Europe by allowing non-whites in through immigration to allow big, thick, black cock outbreathe the wimpy white race.
Yeah.
Because they're all cucks. They really, really love their cuck porn. So that's the replacement theory. So this is an anti-Semitic theory saying that black people are a tool of the Zog in order to gain revenge on white people. Now you can flip this, because this is the Nazi talking point. You can flip this to the black Israelite talking point, and you have to listen to what I just said. Black people are a tool of the Jew to hurt the white people. You can reframe that as black people are a tool of the Jews, and then the end part doesn't matter because just being a tool of the Jews is already bad by itself. So that's the flipped mirror image of the Nazi talking point.
Gotcha.
So that's why the other part is anti-Semitic.
White replacement
theory.
theory.
Because the Kalergi plan is what you're talking about, DNR. Yeah. But yeah, the 14 words. So I think I've made it very clear that Kanye West is coming out with anti-Semitic mirror versions of Nazi talking points. Have I made that case good?
Yes. You know, the fact that how I could prove that point is...
Well, it doesn't matter if it's real or not.
Is the white supremacists sure love him. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm about to get into.
Yeah.
So now we've set up, we teed up the ball. We've said, yes, Kanye is putting out anti-Semitic bullshit, and it's real bad. And not only is it real bad, it's in the situation where white people feel comfortable enough to do this shit. So it's not just doing it out of the blue. It's doing it when we're in a real bad state of anti-Semitism and racism and sexism and fascism in the United States. And that's not just a socialist bitching. We had January 6th and all this shit, and it's not getting better. Right? So now we have to talk about Pocket Watch. Is it justified to basically cancel Kanye? Because that's what your whole episode is about. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. And my answer to your question is absolutely. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you make yourself like at the, you know what I'm saying? When you start aligning your brand with white supremacists and you know what I'm saying, Nazis, companies are going to pull away from you. Come on. Like, that's simple. That's simple shit.
I want to make it clear. I want to make it very clear. It's not because they are your friend.
That's right.
It's not because that they're good company.
That's right.
It's just for money.
It's business.
It will always be for money.
That's right. It's business.
If we were a Nazi United States, they would say nothing. They would do nothing because that's the status quo. Listen.
And
I'm going to wrap this back to what we said at the beginning, right? Remember that Joker fucking quote? He said something like, you know, when a gangbanger kills a little black kid, or a fucking tank full of soldiers die, no one says anything. No one does anything. It's all part of the plan because that's the way it's supposed to happen. But the plan is fucking horrifying. It's terrible. Fucking people are dying. But you kill a mayor, and everyone loses their fucking mind because it's not part of the plan.
Oh.
This is that in action.
Wow.
You can say, all you want about, you know, slavery was a choice.
Yeah,
you
White
can
Lives
do
Matter.
Tucker Carlson shit.
Yeah,
because it's all part of the plan. That's fine. We're all okay with that. But you do something else that's fucked up. You do the Jewish question shit.
Yeah.
Now everybody starts losing their minds, even though the prior shit's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So, is it, first of all, we have to answer a question. Is cancel culture real? And the answer is no. Kanye is a billionaire. He will continue to be a billionaire. He doesn't need Adidas. He doesn't need Nike.
Yes.
He doesn't need any of this shit.
Yes.
He's made his name.
That's
He's
right.
made his money.
That's right.
Anybody who says that Kanye isn't hip-hop,
is a fucking fool.
I fucking love Eminem. And Eminem is not as hip-hop as Kanye. He is hip-hop. He is he's ingrained, baked into the culture. He's not going anywhere in people's hearts or minds. It's not real. Cancel culture is not real. He's not going anywhere, right? He's going to get dropped by some people for economic gain. But you know who else is going to pick him up? It's all the fucking quiet-ass Nazis.
And other people who have other economic gain. You know what I'm saying? Who want to gain economically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?